rivals, welcome to Back's Attacks. It's the Lunar New Year, and with that comes a new Chinese ancient, Wukong. Wukong, or the Monkey King, is an ice ancient, and he's superior, so he can go up to level 30 initially. Normal freeze on the tower. The interesting spell is the first one here. Affected melee troops gain 30% damage, while ranged ones get 24% increased range. Life Peach is also interesting. Troops will get some health immediately and cannot fall in battle for 5 seconds, and that time will go up slightly over time. The third spell is a big damage spell, and that also goes up pretty significantly with the level. I don't have a lot of Ice Primus right now, but you can see here the damage on the spells there, and the increase in the length of time. So 738 damage at level 30. So I think he's definitely going to be worth upgrading, and we probably have about enough Ice Promise to get him to 21, and we'll go back and finish him up later. That'll at least help us get a look at it. Alright, you can see the ladder prizes here. Fortune Chest is the first one, and Wukong after just 21 battles. And over the course of 4 days, 1,088 points, we'll get a Mithril. That's about 28 battles per day, not too bad. Let me just show you the attack that got me Wukong, and an ancient that I've been using and virtually everyone today has been using, and that's Yalin. She got a much needed buff, which was quite nice, in that the third spell is recast whenever a building dies. However, it is bugged in that not only is the timer reset, but the damage also increases. So watch what happens here. Haven't cast any spells yet, but I'm saving up 15 mana to cast that third spell. And there it goes down. And as the buildings drop, they basically add more damage to others, and just boom, the whole base gets wiped out. That was just from a single cast of the spell. That's likely a bug to be fixed within 24 hours, so don't spend too much Primus on Yalin right now. Alright, so here's a Stronghold 13, and we'll use some ranged units to make use of Wukong's first spell. We'll keep some soldiers and paladins in there, but use wardens for the last 2 slots. And I see that one of my portals isn't quite finished yet, and so we'll put the paladin in that slot, the warden in the other one, so we get 9 wardens and 4 paladins. Alright, there's no direct spell tower control, and so we'll come in as far away from the towers as we can, build up some mana. And we'll use that first spell, get some damage and range increase. That's pretty cheap, so we use that a couple times. Nice clear landing spot for the dragon. And one more. And now that they're close to the stronghold, we use the second spell, so now they can't die for several seconds. Take a look at that third one, see what that does. That's not much of a graphic, I thought. It's basically a staff coming down from the sky. I would have expected maybe a nice thwap sound or something like that. It does some pretty good damage though to a single target. Alright, so that first attack went pretty well. Let's dive right back in with another one. Now this one is a Stronghold 14, but not a max one. And we'll build up a little mana here with the soldier with the dragon behind, and then we'll come in from the west here. There's only one spell tower on that side, and it's just a freeze one. And we'll be focusing on that first and second spell with dragon sweeps. When you're using Malice, it's good to sweep them across the base in front of where your troops are going so that they get some lifesteal back. And we'll protect the troops as they come in on the stronghold. Give them a little bit extra punch and range. You can see from how far out those wardens are shooting. That's quite nice. Alright, and there we go. Yeah, not impressed with the graphic on the third spell. But that's okay. I guess I'm just spoiled because a lot of the graphics on the other spells have been so awesome. Space Ape has done a really good job with the graphics on the spells overall. Alright, Battle Stones, that's welcome. Alright, now look here in the arena, something new. They've got these colored borders and Roman numerals, and those are to indicate the honor band that a person is. But I really, really dislike that. There's 2 reasons for that. What's the main thing that you're looking for when you're choosing a base in the arena? Well, after the gold, it's going to be the Stronghold level. What's the other thing you're really interested in? Probably for many of us, the kingdom of the opposing foe. Sometimes we have rival kingdoms that we like to go against, and sometimes we have friendly kingdoms we like to avoid. And the border there just obscures the kingdom name, and it provides no helpful information whatsoever with those honor numbers. Could care less about that. So if you're listening, Space Ape, and I've heard this in line chat a lot, we would love to see the Stronghold level a lot more prominent, both in that arena search as well as within the kingdom. If you're looking for sentinels or someone else or squires, knowing their Stronghold level without having to go and visit a bunch of bases would be super helpful. Okay, the first bases we've hit haven't been too hard. Let's look for one more challenging. Now here's a base with Stronghold 14. It's got a lot of mithril, decently upgraded, strong walls at the bottom there. This is a base I could take out with several other ancients. Let's see how Wukong does with this. Now since he's not very high level, let me just take a boost of another ranged attacker. So we'll just add one more warden to the mix to kind of compensate for the low levels of the spells. Conveniently, there are 2 watchtowers that are upgrading, so we'll get the dragon to sweep across. And we'll come in then from that southeast corner. There's 2 spell towers and some mithril to handle. The flare tower and the other spell towers are further away though. And actually it looks like we can carve out an opening and then distract the spell towers with the dragon flyover. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we'll drop in the troops. We'll miss one. So much for the boost. We'll get them boosted up, and now we got good mana. Let's get that second spell on them right away to protect them from dying, just so they don't get hammered on the entrance there. Actually, we got enough mana here. We can spam that second spell. That might well be a good tactic to use the second spell over and over. The length of it's going to be a little bit on the short side. So my guess is if you have high-level mana hunters, that would be a very effective approach. But using that first spell and the second spell right now seems to be the strongest combination for Wukong. Love to hear any tips you have with him. I'll be using him throughout the rest of the event, get more practice with him. Huh. And there's a duplicate Zilla. For those of you already hating me for the Ascension materials and for the Ancients that I have, that's probably another reason. By the way, if there's anything you don't like about the content, let me know with a comment rather than a thumbs down. That just doesn't help me to make better videos for you guys. And if you like the video, please give a thumbs up so I'm encouraged to do more. Alright, one other thing I wanted to do is open up some of these fortune chests, which can have the red envelope booster, as well as Ice Primus, gold, or rings. I noticed that some clanmates were saying they got some really nice rings in the fortune chest, so wouldn't be bad to see. Red envelopes help with bonus points for the event, although really they're not really necessary for this one. I'll probably hold mine off for a later one. And then I can definitely use some Ice Primus as well. Looks like a pretty high probability for the red envelopes based on the number of times they show up in that circle, as well as the number of times I'm getting them here. Let's see if we get anything else. One more. Epic level. And let's see. Alright, 88 rings. That's not too bad. And one last one. I don't know how high the Ice Primus goes. To see a 10 or 20 would be pretty nice. And another red envelope. Alright. So there you go. Good luck to you guys with the event. Let me know what you think of Wukong or what you'd like to see in these videos. Thanks so much for watching.